gonna have to be a short, crappy one because I got stuff to do. Because if I got caught eating food, then I'm stuck with glue on my face because I thought glue was food, you know? I don't know. It's a weird thing to think, but I'm a weird person, so I'm required to think weird things so that I keep being a weird person. Otherwise, who knows what could happen? So this is...
Who comes up to me? Who passes there?
Oh. More healing. Hey, it's a practical thing. Yeah, okay. This door is open. I don't recall that being the case, but sure. Brother Milton! Milton, just like that... just like that thing from Riven. Okay, so what I should be doing then is just, like, hot-footing it through the volcano here. And just kind of sleeping, because I need a nap before the show, and by show, okay, so, see this pot? Hey, there's a key under it. Took me forever to find this, and it's a good thing I just happened to see it there, because I didn't actually remember it was there. But my memory was jogged when I saw it underneath the chamber pot. That's kind of, I think from the other side of the bed you couldn't see it or something. I don't know about that, yo. I was pretty peeved when that happened. These hammers should create popular pop songs. H-pop for hammer pop and no other kind of... yeah, oh. So yeah, I think that's actually the reason why I went around here for 10 million hours off camera. So I think I just spared myself some of that, so yeah. Oh boy. St. Aaron's Day, an unexpected guest. 'Tis a great honor for the Annex of Easthart to visit our humble sanctuary. I must have found favor with the High Priest for him to send such a worthy official. So, the Annex is a guy. I've given him my room for his stay, and the best wine, too. 'Twould not at all do for him to have aught to complain about when he goes back. I'm occupying the warden's room, but will keep a spare key here beside the bed, in case I need this somewhat from my old room meanwhile. St. Miklaus's Day, this bed feeleth as 'twere lined with rocks. How didst Darius ever sleep? Mayhap I should have mine own brought around, but then would have to purchase another for the annex. No, 'twould cost overmuch, and there be little enough in the treasury already, builder knoweth. Ha! 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 St. Ostler's Day. Darius hath been complaining of his temporary accommodation. He ought to learn to show the builder's patience, not to mention gratitude for still having an entire room to himself. But I deem he doth not deserve even that, for to what use hath he put his own room? Target practice. I know his duty is to guard the sanctuary, but surely the garden is a more fitting place for such activities. I shall have someone hang some banners and a painting here, that I may rest mine eyes on less vulgar and violent articles.
So, the annex is a person, not a trinket. That's inconvenient.
Yes, indeed. Also, don't you hammers like violence? Every single one of you! Oh, hey. That is convenient, however. Like, yeah, why? Seriously. Was it me that opened that? I don't know. Probably not. Probably AIs just walk by the doors. If an AI is close enough to a door, they'll open it. So sometimes when they're walking sideways against it, they'll open it, even though they're not going through it. Yeah, that's the thing that'll happen in the engine sometimes. Just so you know, giving y'all a history lesson here in case you want to know the cool, incroyable stuff. And so on. Oh, I forgot to look at that other guy's name. But yeah, Riven. Should I... Like, everyone's excited, and in second episode it's like, no response at all. Oh, well. I'm still gonna play it because I like it, but I reckon there won't be one today, because it's just not enough time. Brethren, be ever watchful for signs of the trickster's influence, for 'tis pernicious, and sheweth in hidden forms and signs, in order that his followers might deceive and elude us. The followers of the enemy oft venerate the raw stuff of the world, and eschew its proper subjugation into goodly material with which to craft objects and edifices for the builder's glory. 'Tis a sure sign of the enemy's hand, shouldst thou encounter in close proximity the presence of the elements or symbols pertaining to fire, water, air, and earth. Such patterns must be destroyed wherever thou findest them. But be alert for trickery and cunning, for they may confuse these signs to misdirect us. For air they put wind or storms or clouds. For fire they may put glowing embers or the sun. For water, rain or snow or tears. And for earth, the signs of rocks or stones, or of green moss may be employed. Take heed that these cryptic substitutions deceiveth thee not. Yet art more than these 4 signs to watch for. Those who cleave to more ancient forms of cursed trickster worship do also add 3 more to these elements, namely the things that liveth, and the things that groweth, and the darkness itself. 'Tis uncommon rare to find such employed as symbols, rather such folk shapeth their lives around these very things. If a man carveth or inketh images into his flesh, or attireth himself with bones, or loiter overlong amongst the dead, doing unspeakable deeds, 'tis a certitude that he doth seek to worship the trickster by his devotion to the flesh. And though verily the green trees and growing plants are goodly gifts from the builder for our food, and for timber for our building, were thee a man who useth them not for craft, but caresseth the trees, or lieth among the grasses, for he caresseth the trees, for he worshippeth the enemy with these acts. Fouler even than they are those who revere darkness. Where the word of the builder doth yet not reach are to be found the vile creatures who lurk in shadows and avoideth the light. Murderers and slanderers and thieves every one, and sure followers of the trickster moreover. Slay them if thou seest them, and shall the builder's blessing be thine. Excerpt from Exhortation to Righteous Life by St. Ura. Excuse me. Ugh. That's better. So it's a treatise. I probably don't need to read this. After all, it's not like I'm thinking of joining their silly religion anyway. Oh. But this book is valuable because nobody even knows or cares what's written in it. It's just, you know, that's the most valuable kind of book. The quantum book that has not yet collapsed its possibility because you don't know what's the Schrodinger's book. I don't know. Hey, Schrodinger's books are the most valuable. I'm assuming since Schrodinger was some sort of, I guess, great thinker or something, he probably wrote at least 1 book. But sometimes I know a lot about a subject and have read about it, other times I don't know. Mostly I don't, I guess, but at least I know I don't know, because some of these 78-year-olds be acting like teenagers these days. Oh. So, you could rope up there if you want, or you could go in here, or you can't go in here. Hang on, that must mean it's important. What? Really? Like... How did that happen? Wait. How did that... Is another key on my keyboard pressing itself now? Whatever. So yeah, I guess you're supposed to be that you can see maybe what's up here, but you can't actually... But there's a top portion? How come I can't get in here? What's so important about a freaking armory? Well, presumably something. Well, I guess if I figure that out, I'll come back or something. Sure, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of other to explore, over this place. So yeah, mission pretty big, or at least, you know, it seems to be that way. I am shocked by this wooden door. It has bashed me over the head and I've seen the light. And I've started to speak like James Hetfield. Which, I mean, what better demonstration of having seen the light could there possibly be than that? I really like The Unforgiven Part 3, or whatever, from Death Magnetic. Listen to the first 2. Not into them at all, really. 3 has got this really amazing melody and stuff. You know, I think there's something up here. I'm pretty sure. Something or other. You know, like, the ship is on, the ship is live, and something or other. I don't know. It's good, right? It's good. So, I think a windowsill is maybe what I'm remembering here. Or not? Okay, oh yeah, see that hole in the wall there, but can't quite take that arrow back, so let me just put it closer. Thief Gold, I gotta remember the jump is jump. Okay, so I think I kinda gotta get hurt here, but I'll try to minimize that, I suppose. And hey, I got a ton of these, so yes, this whole... It's a secret. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, it's all coming back to me now. But I think you can actually just get in here. Yeah. So... But if you didn't have that key, then you wouldn't be able to get it. So if you hadn't found the chamber pot, I guess... But hey, whatever. St. Aaron's Day Eventide. Arrived in Newbridge this eve after an overlong journey. I think you mean o'erlong. Whether 'twas the horse or the driver, I know not, but the carriage reeked like a sewer. Thank the builder I have arrived at last, and can now wash and rest. St. Miklaus's Day dawn. Slept uneasily. A chill pervadeth the room. Must be a draught, but I cannot tell whence it cometh. Look up! But AIs are terrible at that, so hey. St. Miklaus's Day noon. Gave this morn to study and to preparations for my task here. The trickster's influence is fast entrenched, I fear, but I shall root it out nevertheless. I have found already mine first target. Brother Cedric's history of Newbridge describeth a graveyard near to this sanctuary, but a shrine to a pagan prophet. Simple folk even tell legends that his mummified remains shall one day be reanimated. Foolishness! What charlatans there be that lead the common folk thus astray. Shall be mine objective on the morrow to demolish this shrine with the combined might of the blessed hammers of the brothers here. In like manner shall the builder's glory be shown to all that adhere to the pagan blasphemy. St. Miklaus's Day sunset. The priest here, Brother Frederick, doth not stop flapping his mouth for aught. A vain man. He payeth greater heed to his station, and insufficient to his duties, I deem. 'Tis no great marvel he hath failed to spread the light of the builder much in this dismal place. Shall recommend to the hierarchy that a more suitable man be appointed with this position forthwith. St. Ostler's Day dawn. My sleep has been interrupted constantly by a pounding sound from below. Warden Darius tells me that burricks have burrowed neath the sanctuary and impose upon the crypts. When asked how he had undertaken to destroy the rank creatures, he had naught to say. Such incompetence! Were it not a holy sanctuary of the builder, I would wish the foundations had been collapsed by the foul creatures. It would spare me all this trouble. St. Ostler's Day forenoon. May the builder grant me strength. Shall postpone the destruction of the shrine and direct these simpletons to reinforcing a mere wall, as they are incapable of it elsewise. In order that none of these fools may interfere without my permission, I have taken into my keeping both keys to the crypt. Thus under my guidance shall these brothers labor for the glory of the builder. Yeah, well, time to teach something. No, hammer's a lesson. Oh boy, that is... I'm pretty sure authors just do this as a joke nowadays. Like, maybe back in the day they were like, oh yeah, it's realistic. But now, it's always a troll, I'm sure of it. Seriously. So, the thing is though, I remember looking on top of things. Because I think I was looking for that key that eventually showed up under that chamber pot. But now... I can't remember if I really did find something on top of things or not. Regardless. Oh. 2 secrets in 1. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this place, there's like a lot to this place. I mean, this almost could have been a whole mission, well, a small mission. But you know. Priest Frederick, I must object to the unjust burden thou hast lain upon me by compelling me to forego my quarters and relocate to this noisome chamber neath the bell tower. As warden of the sanctuary, I rank equal with thee, despite that thou art a religious official of the Order of the Hammer, and I a martial one. Needst I remind thee, it is I and my secular brothers that defend this sanctuary against the assaults of the pagan secular hammers. So 'tis not far from the truth to say even that thou dependest on me, and thus the greater is this injury and injustice. I demand thou returnest unto me my rightful quarters. Thou mayest instead have this goodly bed down here in this chill dimness and dampness. Warden Darius. A brief history of the district of the city that folk calleth Newbridge, compiled by humble servant of the builder, brother Cedric of Sarnoth, first warden of this sanctuary. Chapter 1, wherein the builder's call came first to brother Cedric to seek out the folk of Newbridge and bring them to the builder's light. The shadow of the bridge lieth upon the rotting huts of the folk of this district, even as the shadow of the accursed trickster doth enmesh their hearts. 'Tis but scant years since St. Terence did slay the trickster's emissary in this very spot. That creature, an inhuman abomination with the tail and visage of a rat, led a rabble against Terence and his men. Yet with the might of the builder himself did Terence suppress its dark magics and slew the foul beast. 'Twas the very miracle by which he becameth saint. Yet did the folk of the town, seeing this marvel, cast off the chains of the trickster? Nay, rather they cruelly slew Terence and cast out his men, and didst raise up a mausoleum over the body of the emissary, whom they didst call prophet. They worshipped the trickster at this mausoleum as 'twere a shrine, and didst they spread rumour amongst the town that neither was this prophet truly dead, but that he wouldst be raised from his mummified form and returned to life to wreak ruin upon the foes of the trickster. Thus 'twas the hostility of the folk, when with a small band of the builder's warriors didst I arrive in Newbridge. Little time wasted we in laying stone upon stone to fortify a refuge gainst these enemies, and a holy chapel to the builder. Amongst the folk there were those whose eyes didst open unto the truth of the hammer, and barely 6 months thence had our band grown to some 40 good men. 'Twas clear the builder's blessing layeth upon our endeavours, and with hope and praise within our hearts did we press on with doubled effort. In that year was laid the foundation stone of our sanctuary, and in the road before it was raised a statue of the builder to honour the miracle of St. Terence. Chapter 2, wherein the trickster's worshippers doth oppose the sanctuary and threaten its destruction with fire. 'Twas in the second year that... Hey man, I was enjoying that. Also, yeah, I remember this. Hey, wow, it's a lot of reading in this mission. Just kind of noting that. Meh. Oh, hey, guess what? Yeah. Lockpicking and reading is pretty much all that's going on here. Oh, whatever. Ooh. Holy water. Are there any undead here? The crypts. I don't even remember what's in the crypts. Curse mine inquisitive brethren. Must remember to find a new, more suitable nook, for I fear brother Lionel doth suspect autism is. Will. So, this... Wait a minute. I thought maybe this... Oh, yeah. Priest quarters. Yes, so this door. So now that I'm out on the grounds, I'm going to leave it here. Short video, but... oh, well. See you guys next time. Bye for now.